Topics with Don Armando. What's up, Fatal? How you doing? So, what's been new in the YouTube streets, Irby? I heard that there's a lot of going on. Some part I'm not really interested in, but I heard like I guess in the urban sector and stuff, there's been a lot of controversy with Hassan Campbell and such. Which to me, I'm like, okay. I mean, I ain't gonna front. I used to listen to his concepts and everything like that, but then after a while, after you stop listening to him, it's like actually it started to not really make sense. And I'm going to say that for the most part because he started doing stuff and 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 begin acting which is not his character. And then on top of it, I think what was the smoking gun for me was when he got boomed outside Bronx River Projects. After I guess he said that he had a meltdown after the Cassie and Diddy's case. So my thing is that Hassan Campbell, I don't really take you seriously, nor the people that you have interviewed or certain stuff because y'all actually act like that y'all celebrities when you're really not. I mean, like, come on. A chick actually broke it down that most of the content creators who are getting monetized are actually wilding out and dissing each other and everything like that, depending on how much it views. They're only getting like $200 a month. If not, if people just donating to the channels and everything like that. So my thing is that when you actually look at certain stuff that's going on, people saying you betrayed me, this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, so let's put it outside of Facebook and or YouTube or social media for that example, right? If a person you said went up and betrayed you all the time or what have you, why is it that you feel to actually go and diss this person for what? When the fact is, y'all don't really have a working relationship anymore. So it's not so much of the, oh, that person needs therapy. It's just that I'm saying that clout is the biggest form of drug, or a drug that I don't want to understand. I'm gonna do this and that for what clout? I mean, you have certain people who are clout chasing and everything like that. But my thing is that if you already got clout, why chase after it? Or why do stuff to go and loosen your integrity every day as a content creator? So therefore you could get views and everything. So I just stick to what I do, and if people love me, people love me. If people hate me just because of who I associate with, I don't care either. I'm still gonna go push. And people who actually support me, I actually salute y'all. God bless y'all, and keep supporting because I'm gonna try to come up with better content soon. As soon as I get certain stuff in order. So to let everybody know, as far as the martial arts is concerned, one of my one of my things is to actually get like a compact story on how the martial arts actually started in the Dominican Republic. So I reached out to a martial artist in the Dominican Republic via Facebook. So maybe next week, the interview might be solely in Spanish. I'm just um, alerting my viewers to this. For those who speak or understand Spanish, tune in next week because I'm going to try to set up that I'm going to actually talk to an actual martial arts instructor from the Dominican Republic, and he will tell, I guess, the public the history on how his style, which is kung fu, came to the Dominican Republic. So there's going to be a lot of interesting things in the work. I can't wait. Yeah. Yo, Irving, there's one more tip that I was about to tell you. Um, if you actually subscribe to Canvas and I guess Canva, and then there's another program that I guess that they have like another thing that you could use voiceovers to do like your content and everything. If you actually use Canva and then make like your content with whatsoever, I think you could actually have a good faceless YouTube channel. So I think you should go for it, bro. Hey, April, how you doing? I'm here holding the fort until Pete comes. So how's everything doing in your channel, April? I see that you're doing good work. Hey, April, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. What's up? What's up? What we discussing tonight?
Well, tonight, this is like my martial arts thing, but since I guess Pete, I guess Pete is I guess until he comes, we're just gonna actually talk about whatever and whatever. So it looks like that from what I'm seeing on YouTube, I guess in the beef or urban sector or whatever the case may be, they're saying
Hmm.
that Bullets Gotti and Hassan Campbell are actually going at it for some reason, which I don't really care about. But I've actually seen this happening. Now, side note, me and Hassan Campbell are actually from the same area in the Bronx, but we're not from the same neighborhoods. Meaning
Okay.
that I'm from Rosedale Gardens originally, and he's from
Okay.
Bronx River Projects.
Okay.
So so I guess his thing is that that Africa Bombada S8 him when he was a young man, and a lot of people, certain people are tired of hearing that and all this stuff. And people was like, okay, he's a stand-up guy going after, some of these predators and P3DOs. But now it's to the point that I guess his whole internet persona has taken to, I guess he got too big in his head or whatsoever the case may be. That now another content creator by the name of Bullets Gotti, I guess they used to be friends, but now I guess they have no little spat whatsoever. And my
Yeah.
thing is that I'm like, okay, there's certain people that I guess that didn't take YouTube seriously or whatsoever the case may be. But me personally, I have tried to actually balance my YouTube life from my personal life. But then it seems that a person went up and doxed me last year, and now they want to try to seep into my personal life, and it's not even working. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
it, yeah,
Somebody ever got? Okay. So let me piggyback off what you said. So first thing, if somebody ever doxed me, you better hope I never find out.
Right.
Cause I ain't got time to play with that. I let that be known. I
Got you.
don't do it, and it better not ever be done to me. But I've seen it be done. These people
Yeah.
are those are low life, unhappy, insecure. By any means, I'm gonna try to make it. People, you know,
Right.
some people have made YouTube their life. YouTube is a place where I'm gonna express my opinion. I'm gonna go anywhere I want to.
Right.
Uh, Now, Hassan Campbell,
Mm-hmm.
I can't I can't even get with him anymore because you say African Bambaataa assaulted you, but yet when some people handled African Bambaataa, you went looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
You remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. And it's like I guess
So
there's been
it's like, and now they say most people that are abused, they end up actually, loving their abuser. So if you love this man, don't speak about him. Not saying that you gotta hate him, but if what
right.
he did to you was so cruel and so bad, but yet you ready to go find people that's them jumped on him, you should have been with him.
Yeah. And it's like
So when that story came out, but again, like I say, what do they call it? Stockholm syndrome or something, where the
yeah,
person
yeah.
usually
Yeah,
ends up.
but Stockholm syndrome is basically like, okay, let's say that they call it Stockholm syndrome because I guess of what happened like during the robbery, right? I guess it was like
Hmm.
I guess they actually attributed that to Patty Hearst like back in the 1970s when I
Right.
guess she actually started getting cool or I guess fall in love with the captors. They
Yeah.
actually said they actually oh you believe in their whole mantra and whatsoever the case may be. I don't even like using the word mantra, but I'm just saying as far as certain people believing in ideology after they've been kidnapped and such, because maybe they missing something in life or like in certain aspects. You got certain people who are rich that they do not even show love to their children, but they actually act like their children is a commodity. So or a bartering tool. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So so maybe she felt like that there was something empty in her life or something that she never really experienced. For her to actually be with I guess the Symbionese army if I'm not mistaken that movement was called and this is where the Stockholm syndrome I guess is actually attributed to, which is that case.
Yeah, because Patty Hurts, yeah, her father, she was kidnapped. Her father was the newspaper guy. And
Right.
she probably had to do some of that stuff to survive. I mean,
Right.
we don't know what they told her to do, and people are always gonna have their theories. But if you're terrified or you trying to live and get out of a situation, no telling what you would do because they never prosecuted her, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so if people want to believe, oh, she liked doing it or whatever, they wasn't there. They wasn't doing what they had to do to survive. And by her being a rich girl, you know, hey, people don't like rich people.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
that's sad. That is sad. But then if you actually look at it, certain people fail to realize behind the money, the fame, or the prestige that people have, they forget to realize that these are just people like us. Oh yeah, they might not have problems that we have, but then they might be having problems that might be, well, we have like the same type of problems.
yeah. Keep talking, cause you probably hear
Yeah.
my microwave going. I'm popping some microwave
I,
popcorn. Hold on, let me mute my
all
mic.
right, all right, that's what's up.
Okay, it's done. But like I say, all of this,
Mhm.
cause I guess he's bragging about he slept with somebody's mother or something. From what I'm hearing,
Mm.
um,
Wow.
um, and all of this. Hassan Campbell is a sick individual. He needs some therapy. Um, he's so confused. You know, um, he's a lost soul.
Yeah.
Um, it's like he wants to
Yeah, you break it up a little bit. Mm.
and old as he is, like you have your house. Is he still married?
Okay. I know that he divorced his first wife. I don't know about the woman that he's with right now.
So
So
here's the
I
yeah.
I see a new female that is sometimes that was sometimes on his live. I don't know if that's his current wife, girlfriend, or situationship. I don't know because I actually stopped watching Hassan Campbell for a while because I just call it like when you actually listen to certain people and their speech and everything like that, and then there's certain stuff that you don't see that is not progressing, that it's like repetitive. It's like, nah, I just have to actually stop because I'm trying to
Yeah,
go places
because he's
and he's
still
not one of them.
acting like yeah. You see no growth in him. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah,
first of
yeah, like,
all,
yep. Hmm.
you get married, you have a family. Your focus should be on that.
Right.
But he's too busy still worrying about street credibility.
Yeah, it's not so much street credibility what it is, but it's like to the point, right? That he has done stuff which is contradictory, right? For example, if you actually look at the cases of two Philly artists that actually lost their lives, um, RP to the artist Young Cheese and RP to the artist PNB Rock. Now, there's a disrespectful tone that he actually takes when it comes to mentioning the deaths or whatsoever because he's thinking that he's actually driving the point home. So, in reference to what Son Campbell is saying, he actually is saying as far when it was reported of these young men's deaths, violence passing, he actually this he actually decided to use his trademark to use his trademark to actually, I guess, drive the point home, which is, oh, that he got his snot box rocks. So the way that he actually went up and went about it, and a lot of people have called him out for it because I guess that Hassan the Camel, he is of the Muslim faith, which is not my faith. But I guess that within that faith or belief system, that the way that you go about things when you actually mentioning something about a fellow Muslim's passing, it's supposed to be respectful. Like, I don't know what it was, but a lot of Muslims in Philly actually called him out for that disrespect when it came to PNB Rock and when it came to Billy the Kid's son, Young Cheese. So they actually called him out on that. But the thing is, though, it's like I don't know if it's oh, he didn't know, and then after that you have to go back chat, or when people actually reveal the history, you actually have nothing to say. So my thing is that if you're gonna go and try to say something or do anything as far as disrespectful as saying the term, or that person got the snot box rock, why don't you try to find like how who the person was, how the person went and lived their life, or they're doing certain positive things within the community. If they're actually trying to uplift their community, and instead of actually going and trying to disrespect a person's memory with this saying, "Oh, well, this person got his snot box rocked." So he's been saying that for like maybe
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They
yeah
a
for
lot of people have called him out. Actually, didn't he you didn't he lose his YouTube account for a minute there? They
I
had
mean
kicked
it.
him off of YouTube.
I mean, if you were to look at it, it's like he had like two or three YouTube accounts, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess when they shut down his account, he actually went to make another one, and I guess which was raw and cut with Hassan Campbell. You thinking that it's gonna be something right there? It's actually the same stuff. And I guess when you actually hit the 1,000 mark, that's when you actually have private live streams or whatsoever the case may be. My thing is for your members,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Good evening, Don Jose.
Good evening, Don Armando. Good evening, April. Thank you for allowing me on your platform.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah. So what I was saying is
Yeah,
that,
raising teenage boys
hmm
in the hood ain't no easy job.
yeah, it's not.
Now, a lot of us can say that she should move. She should have took her kids. Well, some people, if a place is all they know, they ain't going.
Right.
They just not leaving. Where some people got the mindset, I'm getting the hell out of Chicago to save my kids.
Right.
But just because everybody, that mother didn't leave like some people think she should have, does not make her responsible for her kids joining gangs and stuff. So I know that was a big controversy right there. Hey, Jose, let me mute my mic.
Well, I mean, Now, obviously, I don't know what's going on, but it seems like the topic has to be, trying to raise children in an environment where there's a lot of gang activity.
Now we're just actually the topic tonight. Well, we're actually I'm just waiting for Pete, so therefore we just passed the time. We're actually talking about I guess with the controversy within the YouTube streets. So we're actually talking about Hassan Campbell and how he actually shows no improvement as being a content creator, and I guess the problems or YouTube problems that he's been in. So therefore, we're actually segueing on certain instances that he did not stand on business. And one thing he actually says, like his famous catchphrase, which is, "Oh, when a person passed away violently, oh, that person got their snot box rocked." So I guess April was talking about late rapper's mother by the name of who calls herself Mama Duck, and Hassan Campbell. A lot of people are actually downing him for what he was saying, and it was like he actually was berating this woman just for I guess her losing her 5 kids to the streets violently, and I guess he was insulting her, saying that she was a bad mother, etc., etc. Well, even though I guess it happened like 2 years ago, I believe they still um come to that as as one of his provocations towards other people, and that's why I guess he's known as a controversial YouTuber.
Well, let me tell you something. It's a painful thing for a parent to see children die before they do. Okay, this is something that my oldest sister experienced, losing her only son. Also, my mother, God rest her soul, bearing 4 of her children. So, if unless you have dealt with losing your own children, you're not in a position to speak on that subject. Um, and there's a lot of misconceptions. I mean, and people speak without thinking.
Yeah,
That's facts. Because the way he disrespected Mama Duck was awful. Um, Blaming her. You know, the inner cities has taken a lot of kids. You know, it has. And so he was very disrespectful to her, blaming her for her children, her sons. Yeah, being murdered in Chicago. You know, Chicago is a jungle in them inner cities. All of these inner cities are. You know, all of them are. So to blame the mother, I would never blame my mother because when kids get to be a certain age, they're gonna do what they want to do.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean that is true because particularly when you get to the teenage years, I mean, basically they know everything, but there's a lot of stuff that they don't know because they have not experienced the stuff that adults have experienced. So unfortunately, the teenagers are at times to be very clueless, and what they don't understand that there is nothing new underneath the sun. I mean, what the teenagers are doing now, previous generations did the same thing. The difference is with social media, everybody knows about it. instantly.
Facts.
Yeah. And another thing, when you're dealing with someone that's grieving, there's a lot of things that you should not say to a person. Okay. Because what you can do is you can make their grief even worse, particularly if you're blaming them um, for the passing of their offspring. I mean, they're already going through the guilt as is. They don't need another person to add more guilt for them to bear.
Truth.
I mean, look,
And this is why I tell people. I mean, I like social media, but then again, I don't because you might catch a content creator on the wrong day and going through something, and that's why you see some of them coming to their house.
yeah,
Yeah.
But anyway, Hassan Campbell has not shown any growth. It's still the same thing. You don't talk about you talk about stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he still wants to be glorified with the street cred. So he's sick and mentally ill to me. Because most people that get over 40 realize the streets ain't nothing. You don't own the streets. And the hood ain't ready to give you nothing. The hood will suck the life out of you, is what it'll do.
Yep.
well, we have a collective of people that don't think rationally, act emotionally, act irresponsibly, and I refer to the collective as the circus because they act like a bunch of clowns. I mean, particularly people like Don Armando and myself, we're dealt with certain individuals who, in all fairness, should be placed in a 72-hour involuntary observation period in a rubber room with a straitjacket on. I mean, we have dealt with individuals here in these YouTube streets that called us names, that may cast aspersions about ourselves. And it's because these people are damaged. And unfortunately, when it comes to hurt people, hurt people, hurt people.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they'll
That's true.
I mean, they'll say all sorts of things, and sometimes people are just too bloody gullible to believe what these individuals say.
I mean, like, yeah, that's right to the point, right? That when is when people are too gullible, right? They could have like the same talking points, but their talking points lead to nowhere. For example, certain people they want to go and justify their so-called knowledge of people, right? Okay, I talk like I guess a typical African American, right? But yet, my parents are from the Dominican Republic, and I look the way that I am. So you have certain people that will actually go and do it, and they think that they know everything. And then when you tell them what you are, they want to go and tell you you're lying stuff. Like, okay, so therefore, let's put two things out of the way.
Hmm.
What is what? Well, Shizzle, it's just we're actually it's open topic, but But mostly tonight, I actually dedicate this to the martial arts. But since my friend Pete hasn't come for the moment, we're just actually it's an open topic, which is everything and anything on the table. So as I was saying, you have certain people with their fallacy of knowledge. That's what I actually call it. That they're gonna go and tell me that I'm a fake and everything like that. And I even actually proved myself, and they would tell me that I was fake to my face. So to me, I'm like, I'm done trying to tell people what I am. And then you have one crazy individual that thinks that he's gonna go and call me a fake and everything like that. But yet the person is not even from my culture. And they want to go and say, "Oh yeah, use this. Your father's this." I'm like, "Oh please, you're just blowing up farts right now." And that's how I see it.
Yeah. Well, that same individual is going around talking about that I have an STD, I don't practice dental hygiene, that I'm broke, that um that I'm lonely, no one loves me. You
Mm.
know,
Oh, 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 oh,
I
oh.
see now,
Not,
and then I'm saying, and then another individual talking about that I'm trying to be a tether to the African American community. With all due respect, I'm Latino. I don't need to be a tether to anything. Part of our culture comes from Africa, Spain, and the indigenous peoples.
exactly.
So I don't need to be a tether for anyone. Okay, no disrespect towards the African American community because they are, they are for the most part they are great people, but there's no need for me to do that. But unfortunately, you have certain individuals um, here in these YouTube streets that are extremely immature. They're thin-skinned, and heaven forbid if you say boo to them, next thing you know, they want to cancel you.
Yeah. I mean, let's say this for instance, right?
Hmm.
The word tether, right?
Yeah.
It's not, and they're trying to use it for people who are African American or Caribbean who are black, who I guess did not be in the who are not into the American struggle of African Americans. So therefore, they want to go and use the new word tether to actually describe all the people in the diaspora who did not actually make it to America during those times when there was slavery in the what we call the United States, right?
Hmm.
So right now, right, my thing is that people are using the word tether, this, tether, that. When the fact is, when you actually look at the definition of tether, right, it's
Yes.
actually, I guess, akin to how you tie a rope or something like that. If I'm not, or a needle or a thread or something like that. That's where I think that tether comes from. But then when
Hmm.
you actually say, "Oh yeah, you're a tether" and everything like that, half these people who are actually using the word tether don't even know the real definition of what tether is, and tether is a whole different thing of what they're actually calling a person.
Hmm.
So this is my thing, Don Jose,
Yes.
and and for people that want to say you, and for people that want to use divisive politics, right? Are the tractors that they went up and they said or have said certain things that doesn't meet like our self interest and everything like that, right? They'll go around and they'll
Yeah.
actually act like that they're championing causes that will actually help people, When the fact is, they're no better than the people who actually discriminate against African Americans, Latinos, Afro Caribbean populations. So therefore, if you're gonna go and try to say you're for a cause, but yet you actually calling your own people animals, apes, you saying the hard and you saying the N word with the hard R, ER to be exact, and then you want to go and say, oh, you want to actually act like the you're for the people when the thing is though you're actually not. I mean, fruits is actually going to say itself.
Mhm. And another thing is this: you have certain individuals that are taking it upon themselves to try to regulate how people should identify themselves. Okay, like for example, there is one YouTube creator um, that she's going around identifying herself as being black. Okay, and this is my thing. I don't regulate how people wish to identify themselves. If anyone wants to identify themselves as black, that's perfectly fine. Or Latino, or mixed race, or light skin, or what have you. Okay, the people are individually allowed to identify as they see fit. And that's something that I have said when I did my show stream on Sunday. Unfortunately, one individual got into a major hissy fit, even though I was extremely respectful, even though I was just giving, you know words, basically friendly advice. Unfortunately, the individual lost it completely.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You have to go and think about certain stuff. I've been, I guess, active content creator since 2002. So yeah, 2 years, right? So I guess I
Mhm.
got late to the game and I didn't know the politics behind it or whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is this: if we're gonna actually, I mean, I just do anything and everything of whatsoever. I don't really try to go into the race politics because I think it's very repetitive. But then you have certain people that they want to actually put me into the race politics or whatsoever. I say what I am, and if people don't accept it, I don't care. You don't pay my bills, and don't try to get into my personal life. But yeah, people, I guess they see me as a threat, so therefore they feel like mentioning. I'm like, dang, I guess I'm that powerful then. So,
Yeah. That's why I refer to them as the circus, because you have
yep,
individuals like a bunch of clowns.
yep. So, uh, on that other note, on another note, how's therapy?
I'm doing fine. I undergo therapy twice a week. Now, for those of you who are not aware, I had a I had knee replacement surgery back in June. So the healing process, takes several months to fully recover. While within 8 to 12 weeks, you're able to walk more or less um, without any assistance, or maybe with some assistance with a cane. There are days when my knee gets very stiff. So basically, I have to like stretch my knee every day, do physical therapy. So I'm doing fine. Okay. Um, because I'm just trying to take care of my health, not just my physical health, but my mental well being as well. which is why, when it comes to, when it comes to certain individuals, I mean, they're going to say whatever you're going to say. The best thing to do is not to engage with them, because once you engage with them, they're not going to stop. And even, and it's just that it gives them more authority than what they actually deserve.
Mm.
And really, if people want to be gullible and believe whatever they wish to believe, instead of actually um, coming to me or trying to see my content, I mean, there's nothing I can do.
Right.
I mean, we have seen it. We have seen it in these YouTube streets when individuals have been doxxed, when you have creators that use other people's content without authorization.
Hmm.
Uh, you have creators being called everything but a child of God, um, even though they've done nothing to merit it.
Right.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, we have discussed this quite a bit on Discord.
Yes. And it's like to the point, right?
Mhm.
To what I'm about to say next. I mean, I'm actually putting, I guess, investments for me to be a better content creator, which should actually land soon. So hopefully, I might be doing live streams, open camera, whatsoever the case may be. Once
Mhm.
I actually have my whole setup and stuff. So I'm doing my setup by myself. I'm not gonna go around and say I'm a pro or anything like that. But I'm gonna actually try to make it look like that's homely. It's all right. So therefore, anybody who feels like listening to me could actually have a or could have a feel or actually feel comfortable in my own chat, whatever I'm talking about, whether it be the martial arts, the Dominican urban movement, or whatsoever. Because at the end of the day, I just want to actually put out information, and if it's wrong information, I'm I'm willing to be corrected. So we have faults, but then the thing is, though, I'm willing to be corrected, but then you have certain people that they'll actually correct you out of hate instead of correcting you out of love, and then try to show you how to do things better. So,
Uh, yeah, look, let's call it for what it is. I mean, we have haters who either hate our content or they hate the people that we hang with.
I mean, yeah,
I mean, that's the reality, and basically this is where I get the most grief. It's because of the people that I choose to hang with, and it's my choice. I'm gonna hang with all those who's gonna hang with me. Those that have an issue, you know what? You don't have to consume my content. You don't have to follow me. You don't have to. You don't even have to watch me. You can just block me. You can go to different YouTube creators. I mean, and just consume other people's entertainment.
exactly.
But this going back and forth. Um, threatening and doxing. Um, it's just a sign of immaturity on their part.
Pretty much.
Hmm.
I mean, but to actually segue from that topic, so I'm gonna ask you a question, Jose.
Sure.
When you actually make your trip next month, are you gonna actually make shorts about it,
Um,
or what you're planning to do?
well, first of all, I have to see because first of all, it's more of a business. It's more of of a business trip than anything else.
All
So
right.
I'm going to be attending workshops during the day. I'm sure I'm going to do some shorts regarding some of the things I'm going to do when I'm in San Diego. Uh,
Right.
as far as streaming, I don't know. I have to wait and see because the problem is when you're sharing your room with another guest, it's very hard to do streams because first of all, there's the background noise and things of that nature. Um,
Right.
I have to wait and see how that goes. But definitely,
Right.
definitely, I'm going to be doing some shorts. Um, and when I can, try to enjoy some, some of the beauty of San Diego. Okay, and this is a,
Oh, yeah.
and this is something, and this is another problem with some of these people. I mean, they have nothing going on in their lives. Okay,
Right.
I mean, they don't get to travel. They don't get to go visit other countries. Um, so they live pretty pathetic, waste, empty lives. So the only way they can get gratification is to tear down people who are doing better.
Mm. Yeah, I mean that's what it is. But then I guess it actually heightens their gratification when it sees that certain people are actually still living their life and they haven't stopped nothing. So therefore, I guess that actually makes them more enraged.
Yeah.
So my thing is this: if you don't pay my bills, this is for anybody. If you don't pay my bills, your words don't mean nothing to me. Let's be honest. Between you and I, Don Jose,
Yes.
we know that that both of our parents passed on, right?
Yes.
So so you and I, we're of age to actually discern who is for us and who's actually vehemently against us.
Hmm.
So with that said, if it's somebody who wants to send the ridicule and everything like that, my parents they passed away. I have my sister and I have a lot of my family members that that they actually support on who I am and everything like that. The insults, the slander and whatsoever, you could go a person could do whatever, but if you actually stand on what your principle is, I mean, at the end of the day, a person could only could do or take so much. But then when you actually see certain people who y'all could do that, you have an effect and they're not even thinking about you, I guess success will be the best revenge.
Exactly. I mean, look, the fact that look, if you really want to annoy the haters, pay no attention to them and just do and just do your own thing. Okay. I mean,
Mhm.
look. I mean, with
What up, I didn't.
look with my main channel, within the last four weeks, I've gotten more than 15,000 views. Okay. I'm closing in on 500 subs.
I think I'm about to hit that mark soon. So, all right. Irene, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm
Good
chilling.
evening.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, I was waiting for people, but I don't know what's happening. But as far as me, I'm just gonna try to hold down the fort and everything.
Yeah.
So, so we're just talking about anything and everything. Well, the first thing we were talking about the content creator, Hassan Campbell, and I guess this
Oh,
guy, Bo Scotty. they're actually going at it. And we're talking about the disrespectful stuff that he was saying with April that actually came up here a little bit and we're talking. And then, me and Jose, we're talking about how certain content creators are mad and they're cliquish and everything like that for whatsoever the reason. When the fact is, it's certain stuff that are actually said that don't make sense to us. So
Hmm.
my thing is that now, right? That me and Don Jose, we're actually we're actually grown men.
Mm-hmm.
We're to a point that a person could actually say all the slander about us or whatsoever the case may be, and
Hmm.
we don't really have to care because let's keep it real. A person could go around and slander you whatsoever. You slandered me in high school with the same stuff. That's why it doesn't bother me. And now you have certain people that they want to get mad and they want to say the obvious threats, which is very stupid. My thing is this: I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm just gonna keep living my life, and that's it. But at the same time, certain people, when you actually treat a person that they don't exist, they can't get mad, they can't get angry, they can't do nothing. You just keep doing what you got to do, and that's what the ending that me and Don Jose was actually talking about. But other than that, how's Brooklyn and everything like that? Because I was there on Saturday.
Um, I don't know, man, 'cause I stay in Colombia. I ain't lived in America like in like 4 years.
Oh, I did
Yeah,
not know that. I actually thought you were still in.
yeah. And like I go back and forth like to visit and stuff like that, but I ain't been up there in a minute. I hope the Mets win. I'll probably go up there if they have a Subway series. I'll go up there for that.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if I could go to that because I work and live in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, if that were to ever happen, I'm like, Dad, what should I do?
Yeah.
Hmm. And then I don't
But,
drive, so therefore,
like
that's
and then you get older. I left for like health reasons because the food and stuff in America probably ain't all that great anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
there's too
I
much
mean,
chemicals.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Then
So, honey, quick question: since you're in Colombia, right, and you've been there for, I guess, a couple years now.
um probably about I say like a year now.
Oh, yeah, now,
Yeah,
okay,
because I was in the DR for a couple of years before I went over there.
all right. So, as living to in Colombia and as to the Dominican Republic, what is the difference, and what is the same when you actually live in those two places?
Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of cultural difference.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah, they do a lot of cultural difference. Like they big on, and you could tell the people act a little different.
right,
Um, and they don't worship. They not really into too. They're not really into like to a lot of American stuff more than as much as DR is though. Like they got it, but they're not what people think what it is though.
all right,
Yeah. And it's like it's way different. It's like a different like atmosphere. You don't feel the same vibe.
all
It's
right.
very different. Yeah. Of
So
course, the
another.
food,
Mm-hmm.
the and I'm close to Cali, so they got they into like it's a big sauce of culture here.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, and you see a lot of difference. They got a lot of little like cultural things way there, and it's kind of and it's really because how the way it's set up over there, it's really hard to like to say what parts that kind of remind you of the DR because the setup is so different. Only thing that
Right.
remind me of the like the some parts I could relate to is probably like some of they like the ghettos or some of they like up in the favelas is like in Brazil because I used to live in Capital, so that kind of that's the only thing that could remind me of. But other than that, though, it's really like a whole different world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because my sister, she actually went to Cartagena, I guess, for a vacation or so,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like last year, I believe, and she had fun.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, me and my wife, we either thinking of going to DR, well, maybe back to Boston, I don't know,
Hmm.
or Myrtle Beach or somewhere else. But it's either going to be Mexico or Colombia that we might end up be going to. So
Hmm.
who knows?
Yeah. I like Brazil too. I'd be
Yeah,
going there a lot too.
I would have liked to go to Brazil, but
Mm-hmm.
there's one thing that I'm not going to go to Brazil because my time is up.
Mm.
If you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
like the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm a married man. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
me
understand.
go, yeah. So me going to Brazil,
Hmm.
I would rather just go to the boring parts
Yeah.
and I'll be good. Because when if I was single, yeah, I would have went to. I would have said, "Hey, let's go everywhere to Brazil." I'm like, now I'm like, okay, no.
Yeah, they got their parts that you could go as couples, but I know what you mean though. You don't want to go to the parts that's everybody go to that's lit. Because it's like a lot of areas, like Rio, especially Rio, and certain areas is definitely for single people.
So yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
so I
and then,
kind of I agree.
and then it doesn't help that certain people of the opposite sex actually find me attractive. So I'm like, okay, yeah,
Mm,
I'm not going there.
yeah, I understand. Well, they do got other areas, other places that you could go. That it just depends where you go at out there. You know,
Hmm.
they got their areas. But I know what you mean though. They got a lot of different. I like about but it's very diverse out there though. They got so many different things going on. So
You
it's
know.
very nice out there.
Hmm.
Like sometimes, I mean, I like the DR though, but it ain't no big deal to me. You know what I mean? Been going there been there all our lives. Been going up and down.
I mean, it would be the only part that I actually want to actually visit is the Silao.
Hmm.
So I would actually like to go over to Cibao maybe one day. But then again, technically, what a lot of people don't know is that okay, me and my Puerto Rican friends, we were actually talking, right?
Hmm.
So he went up and said, "Oh, you could go to all of Puerto Rico within the day." I'm like, okay. So I
Hmm.
went up and I talked to my other Dominican friend, and he was like, "Yo, if you want to go over Dominican Republic, it's going to take 2 days." I was like, "Interesting."
Yeah, maybe a little bit longer,
I mean,
but
basically.
yeah, because some of them places, like from the North Coast to the Cali, be like 8 hours away and driving.
Yeah, exactly. Like for
So
example,
it's like it's kind of you definitely need more than 2 days
yeah,
if you're
like
gonna visit all over.
Like for example, I never been to Santiago a day in my life,
Mm-hmm.
but I know for a fact if I was to stay in San Pedro
Mm-hmm.
and I want to go to Santiago, it's going to take me 4 hours. Because think about it,
Yeah.
it's 1 hour from the capital, depending on where you're going to in the capital. Because I
Yeah.
actually had to go wait like 2 hours going from San Pedro to the capital. It actually took me 2 hours when I actually had to go to the American consulate.
Mm.
Yeah, because of the tapon. So you know that's why I actually try to leave early because it is what it is.
Mm.
Second of all, and and I know that if I was to go like to that place wherever in the Cibao, it's gonna actually take like 2 or 3 hours, especially
Yeah.
to my wife's, especially to my wife's family where they're at. I'm not gonna really say the name, but a lot of people know it. So if I was to go over to where my wife's family's from, or where
Mm-hmm.
my family's from, it would actually take like 2 hours because I actually researched it on Google Maps. Never
Mm.
been there, but I just researched it.
Yeah. 'Cause I know I've been to a few like spots, but I know I ain't been to every town. There's places that I still ain't go to.
Mm.
When it
Um,
comes to DR.
excuse
Yeah.
me, excuse me, Don
All
Armando.
right.
Did you see the comment that Irving made regarding Gigi?
Yeah. I was like, I'm like, okay. I'm trying to see how's that even possible because I would like to hide my channel. But then again, I don't know how to. I guess I'm not in the 1,000 mark yet.
Okay. Well, that's a you know what that's a conversation we're gonna have offline. Um,
Yeah,
regarding her no her situation
yeah,
because the haters that are out there. I mean,
yeah,
you know, unfortunately, that's part of the YouTube politics that happens here in these streets.
right. TikTok politics is even worse. Harding could actually vouch for me on that, right, Harding?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. That's why I kind of when it comes to like online and stuff like that, I don't really don't
I mean, I just
show
focus on my content and that's it.
yeah. And then pretty much, yeah, I don't go too deep and I don't put my business and stuff out there. So, you know,
Right.
because that's just smart. Some people actually set themselves up like that online,
Yeah.
doing stuff like that, be putting their business show where they be at in houses and all that. I just
Not,
let
not.
people think what they think. And it's,
Yeah, but then it's like okay.
mm,
Like for
yeah,
example, I actually I guess I inadvertently did whatever because I'm like, hey, if people want to do
mm-hmm,
whatever, and then in turn, and then in my opinion, I'm like, it was less of a waste of time. I'm like, all right, fine. Next thing you know,
yeah,
you have some dude that did whatever. I got docs. Who cares, right? I'm still
mm,
doing whatever, but yet they want to go and they have a fascination about me. So
yeah,
this is my thing. I'm just a born old guy, and I just do whatever. But yet
mm,
there's like rumors. I'm like, okay, so therefore, this is what I'm thinking. If you know that you're I guess if you know that you're doing something good or something positive, and people are still trying to come with you with negativity, that means that something that you're doing shining a light, and the negative vibe can't shake it.
Yeah.
So therefore that's why you have certain people with the facade or whatever. You could actually call it immaturity also, that they'll actually try to dim your light and they can't. And then they'll actually try to find other ways and whatsoever and they still can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people though, when they spread a lot of rumors, man, that's just because a lot of times, man, they miserable, so we don't know what people really be going through behind that, behind these cameras and stuff like that. Because people could have something terrible going on in their life, so that make themselves feel better, making up stuff and get attention that way, So that's one thing, though. I don't really don't take a lot of stuff online serious and stuff like that. You don't know if some of these people are homeless or what I mean, live with their mama and all kinds of stuff, man. That's why I don't lose too much sleep though on a lot of these people online, because you don't know if they productive or not. This is something that anybody could do. You could get free
Right?
Wi-Fi. So
Yep.
people don't think about it in that sense.
hmm And it's like there was a I was watching the stream, right? And it's talking about YouTube. I don't know what the thing for TikTok is to do all this stuff to get paid because I still the only thing I got paid off of TikTok was I think it was like 13 cents or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, this is crap. So so my thing is so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to at least stick with this YouTube. So
yeah.
my thing is
YouTube is
this.
better though.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make content on TikTok and then I'm gonna get paid 13 cents. So I'm like, no.
And
And
TikTok
then I
is too sensitive. Like you might not mean to say something. They take everything. It's a little too sensitive. That's why I wouldn't go on do no content on TikTok. And TikTok
I
fell
mean
off to be anyway. It used to be fun when people were just dancing and stuff.
I'm like, yeah, because it was like I've heard like a lot of nefarious things when it comes to on TikTok. I'm not gonna be I'm gonna be honest. Like there's a YouTube channel, right? When it talks about, the famous TikTok people that have like a huge amount of following.
Hmm.
And then after that, when they actually have like a huge amount of following, they actually they actually either have grooming accusations or something like that. It's like to the
Yeah.
point that I'm like, okay, how?
Hmm.
Or or they tell or it's like the same story. Like for example, me and like this guy's a content creator and he's like maybe in his 40s, right?
Hmm.
And it's like I guess a dance or a TikTok dance or something, and they're like, oh yeah, you do whatever. Okay, so you go and you meet the person, the content creator, and everything like that, and either one person has like a weirded out vibe, or whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
Like they want to have the song, but then the person's like too overly excited. When the fact is like it's a song that none of y'all actually own. So it's like I've actually seen like on these YouTube streets when they're actually talking about creepy TikTok stars or whatsoever, and certain
Yeah.
people that have
That
met
is
them,
weird.
yeah, they're weird or they have some creepy value to them or whatsoever. The case
Yeah,
may
cause I
be.
always, cause to me, I looked at that TikTok stuff is for kids. Like certain people that's like too at a certain age and they taking it too serious and crying for people giving them gifts and stuff like that. They just look broken and weird. They look like they don't got nothing going on for themselves. They don't know how they self look because this originally is a kid act. I mean, people mess the kid at with their political parties and everything other stuff they could have talk about on YouTube. Well, you don't have to. So I
I
don't
mean,
See,
take the people that serious on TikTok.
see
I
when,
look
when
at
it
it as
comes to
strange.
see when it comes to TikTok, I use it, but basically what I do is I just air funny shorts. Okay, I don't
Mm.
get into the I don't get into the politics. I don't get deep. I just do it to make funny videos. When it
That's
comes to
what I
like
like it for. Me too, more the funny videos.
yeah, when it comes
I
to like
mean,
serious
I'm
when it comes to serious discussion, that's why I have a YouTube channel so I can
Yeah.
discuss this topic and I you know and I, with people that can have a mature conversation without getting into a hissy fit.
Mm. But it's
yeah,
better on YouTube because you get more mature crowd. Because you try to have them conversations, I be seeing people be doing on TikTok. You people forget that it's most of them people they be real young kids, and and
right.
that's why I say it's not good. So it's way better to do it on YouTube because you got a way better chance getting a mature crowd, an older crowd. Because I'm
One
sorry, like
thing I
people.
mhm. Like one thing on TikTok, right? I went up and I followed a West Indian, oh no, a West, no, a East African woman, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
And so I was on there, and you have a lot of people who are from Africa. They were talking about certain stuff, and one main proponent was actually shocked to me was that most of the people were actually, and I'm just saying, YouTube don't cancel me, but you have certain people who are actually against the Islamic religion. So I was actually hearing the viewpoints of some of these individuals. So
Yeah.
either some of these individuals are actually former adherents to that,
Mm.
or they have met people that I guess personal relationships that Islam wasn't for them. So they were talking about like how Africa was before, I guess, before Islam touched it. So
Mm.
I was just like, okay, I was just talking to the people. I'm like, okay, well, I was born here. I was born in the States. I am an Afro Dominican, and I just said my piece. Now, I guess one of the people who were actually looking at my own page was like, oh, this is nothing or whatsoever. The nationalists. I'm like, okay, whatsoever. Who cares? So I'm just there and I'm just listening because hey, I like to listen. I like to see what other people's viewpoints are.
Mm.
So most of the viewpoints that I guess were people who were like from Cameroon or East or West Africa, and they were talking about like what what they think will make a better society in their country,
Hmm.
and they actually said the same thing. They felt that in their case that Islam, that it was like, okay, why is this and that the other? I'm like, well, I can't really comment because I've never been to Africa.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. So I was just listening to the viewpoints. But then, when I was talking to, I guess the young woman, I guess she's from, I guess she would be called South Sudan. I think she lives in Israel, I believe.
Hmm.
And it was like, okay, this is what it is and whatsoever. I was like, yeah. So she actually thanked me for coming and whatsoever. And I actually made friends on TikTok with some of the panelists. Now, with that said, I've seen like the only thing that I've actually seen which is actually going strong on TikTok, and it's not really about let's be honest. We have people who talk about Dominican politics until their head fall off.
Oh
That's them.
man, forever.
But yeah. But the thing is though, what I'm actually seeing now is more of the financial class, the financial protected class clashing with the Palestinians
Mm.
and vice versa. So I've seen actually both fronts about what's going on with that conflict. So the reason why I'm not going to go and mention that because Even if you actually say the slightest word, you could get
Yeah, I don't
canceled,
blame you.
whether it be whether it be in favor or not in favor. So my
Yeah,
thing is that so my thing is this. I ca- I I can't really have like an opinion because certain people go, oh, this is that and the third, and the atrocities
yeah,
are
no.
bad and whatsoever.
But just
I know
because
what it
of
is.
what our people was from, no, I mean, if you don't win for losing, if you know, if you say comment on certain things, I mean, they come. That's why I don't join them lives though. I just
Hmm.
shadow watch because I noticed that too though. Because if we have an opinion on certain things, man, it'd be like a whole group of people would jump on you so quick, and so you don't
Yeah,
do you don't get no justice either though. That on TikTok, so I have to stay away.
yeah. Like for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
I made a comment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I say that I like on my TikTok, it was like
Mm-hmm.
you have certain Latinos. I didn't go around and say all people.
Yeah,
This is general. I said you have some Latinos that they have hatred for the black man,
yeah.
but yet they worship the black man's religion.
Mm.
Mhm.
So with that said, and I didn't go around and say no specific people. Why is it now? If I went up and I made that statement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where does it comes from? Like, oh, you're dissing your own people. You're doing this. Like you're uncultured. Okay, well, let's put it like this. If you actually
Yeah,
read the context to what I was saying, you wouldn't have an emotion, have an emotional history for what I was
yeah.
saying.
So
And number
that's
two, if you actually look at what certain people are, let's be honest. You have a lot of Latino people who do not follow the Catholic faith.
nope.
Exactly. So with that said,
Yeah, and a lot of yeah, you're right about that. And a lot of people don't follow the faith.
ugh,
So Pete,
Us,
what's
blessings.
up, Pete?
listen,
¿Cómo estamos todo el
yo
mundo?
Mhm.
Good
blame
evening.
you there.
I forgot the camera was off. I'm over here giving y'all the military salute.
Yeah.
What's going on, my guys? How's everything? How's the family?
Yeah,
Nothing
we
good.
good. Yeah, we
Well,
was like, since I didn't know what was happening, so I was like, okay, we were talking about, open topics. At first, we were talking about Hassan Campbell and I guess the beef between Bullet Scotty. Then Harim came. April Chow, she was on the. We were just talking about that. Then Don Jose and Harim, we were just talking about certain stuff. Be it the Mets, Yankees. It might
The
be a
Silver
Subway Series.
Mets.
Who knows?
Okay.
and
The Silver
we
So
Mets.
also and we also spoke a little bit regarding these, the politics here, these YouTube streets.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the YouTube
So
streets is interesting though.
I
I
mean
be
it
I
is.
be
I mean it is.
I
I
be
mean,
trying to
as
So
far
get
as
Fighter to come over here.
as far as doing
mm,
anything for the community to involve the youth in something positive, my wife and I had came up with an idea to open up a Harlem chess club to bring back
Mm.
Harlem to the east side of Harlem, and maybe unite the community via one concept. You know what I'm saying? That the only enemy we have is the one on the board and not each other.
That'll be nice.
nice. I like that concept.
I like that too, cause that was big though. Chess. I used to see that all. That's still big. If we bring like a lot of the older times to come out too and teach people how to play chess.
I
Yeah,
was
exactly.
I was
No.
third grade. I was third grade chess champion for New York City Board of Ed as a kid,
Mm.
and I was
Wow.
and I was sixth grade San Pedro de Macorís champion for sixth grade for all of San Pedro.
Oh wow.
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 So
Wow.
when I was younger, because not now, yo perdió la cabeza. So when I was younger, I was considered a prodigy chess master at a 2400 level ELO, and that to most people was like, what? Grown men in prison that've been playing chess for 30 years be at 2000. I was at 2400.
Wow.
Now I'm roughly like 1500, but that's because I've been teaching a lot. When you teach a lot and you don't play someone who actually challenges you to push and that obstacle, you don't really grow. What happens is you stay on that balanced level, or that level starts to distribute to those that you're teaching. Same thing goes with martial arts.
Mm.
Oh, there was something that I have to tell you
Dímelo.
about the martial arts. I went up and I had in contact with the guy who's an expert in kung fu, right? So I hit him up on Facebook. So
Okay.
what he told me is that I guess I'm going to try to talk to him because I don't know if certain people in the Dominican Republic even know how to use StreamYard. But he went up and he told me that he's going to go and get in contact with his master that is I guess nicknamed Rhino, because Rhino
Hmm.
is he says that Rhino knows the full history on how I guess the kung fu came to
Mm.
the Dominican Republic.
Is
So I'm
Rhino
gonna try.
is Rhino one of the chinos from Bonao?
I'm gonna go and ask him. I'm gonna ask him as soon as we get off the stream.
Because I know Kung Fu, when Kung Fu came to Dominican Republic, it came with the first string of Chinese people that came to DR, and that was to Bonao. And then a few
Mm.
Japanese people came, and some
Hmm.
Korean people came, and then they went to San Pedro, they went to Barahona, but Bonao was the headquarters for the
And
first
Pete, you
Chinese
on point on
population.
that. That's what I was thinking. And that's
Yeah,
what
so that's where
exactly what I was thinking.
Kung Fu started. If Kung Fu started anywhere in DR, it started from Bonao.
Right. And that's what happened to
Hmm.
Chinese migrate area.
Yeah, that was a hot
I,
spot.
I
That
mean,
makes
I know that
sense.
I know in San Pedro, my mother. This is like maybe around the 1950s, 60s, and she worked for a guy, and there was a guy that she used to work with, and when it was a Chinese restaurant, the guy was by the name of Mancito Chan.
Okay.
So this was, and when my mother was working there, like in the Chinese shop and everything like that, she always used to tell me stories. So I don't know if it was in San Pedro, I don't know if it was in La Capital, because
It
my
was a
mother
gift.
at the
It
time,
was a gift shop, or it was a food place.
food place.
Okay, I don't think that was in San Pedro, but because the only Chinese restaurant store that was in San Pedro, like that I remember, was the one next to the Manolo Coca Cola spot over there, close to Miramar.
All
Hmm.
right. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm from New York, but I'm from San Pedro, so like I really know San Pedro like the back of my hand. Wait a minute, what's this on the back of my hand?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's a
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah. so it's like it's like with me, right? I would not know like maybe I would not know like streets or anything like that.
Hmm.
But for some magic reason, I can never get lost in San Pedro
All right.
because
You know how I'll make you remember? The same block of the Compraventa Pepe. That's the same block where the
mm,
Coca Cola's at.
yeah,
All right. Up that
yo,
block, going to the left, there was a Chinese restaurant there. And the line used to go around the corner. Who knew Dominicans love Chinese food that much?
oh yeah, I remember.
Yo, for real. They had a cheese line again.
Mhm.
Like, it was hustling.
Yeah,
Whew.
good old times, man.
So you were saying that he's gonna get in contact with Rhino, and what is it?
Yeah,
Bring him on the show, or just get the whole history lesson and then bring it to the show?
I'm I'm going to try to bring them to the show. So I'm going to try to talk to my contact and everything to see how we're going to make this happen. By then I should have my own desk set up and everything, and we could actually get this thing done. So I'm actually looking forward to it.
That's
Oh,
what's
Pete,
yeah.
I meant to tell you, even though um, I even though, like, how should I say, I couldn't because of the time constraints and everything like that. I was in New York on Saturday, but I had
Oh
to
yeah.
yeah. So I had to visit my aunt because she wanted to see me. We spent a good old time a little bit, and then I went to my cousin's wake.
I respect all of that. Um, I know I was actually having a bad day on Saturday. So
Uh
if you would have showed up, that would have been refreshing for me because it would have been
yeah,
the unexpected. And I'm the type
yeah.
of person that when things happen out of the blue, whatever mood I'm in changes into the mood that has to be because I don't believe in the element of surprise. I believe in the element of being ready. And I know when you come here, I told you the first thing I was gonna do is give you a free martial art lessons of sticks, even if it's for 10 minutes. So like immediately just seeing you was gonna bring me back to the dojo. Oh snap! My student came to see me. Let's hit sticks. Forget whatever mood I'm in.
Got you.
Esa es la diferencia entre los hombres y las mujeres.
Yep.
We understand that any emotional or any emotion of feeling period is actually optional. If you overthink it, you're gonna end up doing it. If you don't think about it, tú lo matas ahí mismo. If you just leave it there, it stays there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Eh, Dime, Jose.
No, 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 no. Es que la cosa que eso, la persona pasa toda la vida pensando lo mismo, lo mismo, lo mismo, lo mismo. Y
Maquinando. They depress themselves.
yeah, I mean, look, let me tell you something. And dealing with some of these people here in these YouTube streets, I mean, ugh, they are a bunch of clowns. Really.
You have the name of the best show that would have ever existed on the face of this planet, brother. Uncommon sense. That's what we're living nowadays. You know what I'm saying? People wake up off their bed and they're still sleeping in their mind. How do you reach a red light walking with your cell phone, but you continue to walk into the middle of the street because you're so distracted by your phone that you're not seeing the car, the bus, and the truck right there ready to stomp you over? Uncommon sense.
Exactly.
You know what? I'll do one even better. Earlier this summer, when I was on medical leave, okay, so the driver after pick me up, the driver went to pick up another passenger. So this person had the brilliant idea of doing food shopping far from the home and getting the one of the most humongous shopping carts ever. And thinking
Mm.
that that shopping cart was going to fit in the trunk of a small car, which
Oh
already
boy.
had my walker in it. And then the home health aide had the brilliant idea of trying to bring that sucker into the front passenger side of the vehicle
Mm.
and expecting to move the seat back, not realizing that I have surgery and I needed all the space possible. So then
Mm.
we had to take an Uber because she couldn't fit the shopping cart into the trunk. And then the
Mm.
other passenger tried to complain, talking about that the driver didn't pick her up when that was not true.
Right.
And it
I
just so
mean,
happens, and it just so happens I had the intelligence to use the foldable walker.
right.
Just uncommon sense, man. That's all I can say to that. There's no comment. There's no adding on to it. No money, man. Like that. It is what it is. That is exactly a perfect good example of uncommon sense. As kids in pre-kindergarten, kindergarten, We all remember that box that had the different shapes, and you had to find the shape and put it inside the exact hole. The purpose of doing that exercise psychologically is so that your mind can make use of what space is and how you can manage your space and what you're doing.
Yeah.
So for a home health aide to buy a truck full of groceries, knowing that all she has is a hood of a car, she's out of her damn mind. That is uncommon sense. Like, who taught her how to play checkers? She don't know how to play chess.
And and the reason why I call it uncommon sense, because basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to discuss everyday issues and trying to find logical solutions. But we already know that not too many people have practiced logic nowadays.
Exactly.
That's what makes it uncommon sense. People have lost the notion of thinking logically. If it's logical, it makes sense. If it's unlogical or illogical, it just doesn't make sense. But no, we'll still want to say it because we think we're cool. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
I mean, look, and I have people who hate me mainly because of the people I hang with. And it's like, well, first of all, if you can't stand me, why consume my content? Okay. I mean,
Exactly.
I mean, if you come to my house and you don't want to be in my house, there's the door.
exactly.
So it's just like that. Like,
Facts.
if if we're in contact, but you don't want to be in contact, don't be in contact. I'll be just fine. If not, I'll just have to deal with it.
Right.
I
I
mean, look,
mean,
I'm sorry. We have dealt with a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, some of the projection people make, like for example, and let me just give you this is what people have been saying about me. I have an STD. I don't practice dental hygiene. I'm broke.
What
I'm
does that have to do with
old.
radio? What does that
it
have
has
to do with
nothing.
with a
Okay,
show?
okay, that just gives you the idea what we've been dealing with. Okay, all these uh
Innuendos.
I'm gonna
elements.
tell, I'm gonna tell you what, my brother. Y con respeto que te merece, because I don't like cutting my elders off. But the only reason they're doing this, it's not even them, bro. The light that you're giving out is burning a lot of people that are living in the dark. So here
Mhm.
they come saying, "Oh, you stink. You don't iron your clothes. You don't know how to cook your food. How would you know any of that unless you were stalking me?" So they're setting
Hmm.
themselves up for the okie doke to get countered, But they want that hustle. They wanna heckle you. You know what I'm saying? They want to heckle you to see if you're gonna buckle in whatever content that you're giving. But shout out to the hecklers because y'all keep our batteries alive. It's because of y'all that we're smarter every day, so we can deal with y'all and the stuff that we want to say.
Yeah,
Exactly.
all they doing is giving me free press.
Oh yeah, free promotion as well. Clickbait, click me.
I
Yep.
mean, look,
I mean,
I'm sorry. Look, within the last 4 weeks, my content has gotten over 15,000 views. Need I say more?
congrats.
My bad. Something's up with the Wi-Fi.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. ¿Qué te dijo?
No, okay, so look, within the last 4 weeks, and my main channel has
Yeah,
gotten over 15,000 views.
amazing, brother. Big blessings.
Amazing.
Shout out.
And all I do is just do my funny shorts and do my content. That's all.
Yeah, big shout out to Uncommon Sense channel. You know, tune in, subscribe, like, comment on his videos, saying good content over there. It'll wake you up. Nothing
Yeah,
but wake up content, not woke culture. Wake up culture.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, So I've been hearing that jargon, or I guess what people are,
That jargon.
or what people are, or people are actually calling. I guess the new terminology is word salad. That people have been throwing this out like, oh, we're against woke culture. Okay, so a lot of people are saying that they're against woke culture, but then the original term woke was by okay, you're actually trying to preach knowledge, so therefore you can wake up the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Now,
it's something.
I'm gonna interrupt you real quick. This is real simple. Even
All
the
right,
Bible, Jesus said in the Bible that a kingdom divided amongst itself will not prosper. So here's what happens. Anything that God does, I hear you, Jotting. It happened to me a few seconds ago. The audio was bugging because of the Wi-Fi. So yo, the Lord said, a kingdom divided amongst itself will never prosper. So what happens is this: the enemy tries to copy and imitate anything that God does and creates. All right.
mm,
Here you are doing a good thing because it's a good thing to wake people up. It's a good thing to be woke, right? Now we're gonna use that word woke and twist it to something else. The woke community or the woke propaganda is the propaganda that's pushing the LGBTQ and all that other good stuff. All right.
right,
That's the woke culture of today's America, the millennials, or Gen Z or whatever they want to call themselves. All right. The TikTok generation, if you want to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chase.
right.
Chase came to say that he finished his dinner. All right. So here
Salute,
we go.
Chase.
Yes.
It's,
Good evening, Chase.
same example. They keep taking stuff that God made and switching it to something else. God made the rainbow. What was the rainbow about? It was a pact that he told to Noah and his family that he would never destroy the world again by water. Right? Now they're going to turn around and take the rainbow, which is the Ark of Covenant that God said he wouldn't destroy the world again with water, to make a flag out of it. Oh no, it represents something else now. Oh, we're going to switch some colors up too because we feel like it.
Mm,
So
Yeah.
they call it woke culture because they want to be respected for whatever they believe in. They are woke to whatever belief they have, not because they're woke to the light, because the children of the light do not participate in the things of the children of the dark. But I'll keep that to myself.
exactly. I totally agree with you with that, and that's why what like with certain stuff, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know nothing, but then now that I actually have self awareness, we, me and my wife, we've had this stance for like several years. We're not the type of people that's gonna go and celebrate Halloween, and that's how we're gonna keep it.
Yep, 12 years I've been doing that. We don't celebrate no type of nothing, bro. We don't really Halloween. The way we celebrate Halloween, we do Harvest Fest. We celebrate autumn. We celebrate how God has blessed us to still be alive till this day to see the colors of the leaves change and fall. You know what I'm saying? And just like how they fall and return and regreen and relief, God's mercies are new every morning. We don't keep it no type of Halloween ritual of no kind, no spiders and webs or ghouls and ghosts or Dracula. Ain't none of that in this house.
Mm-mm. And it was
Period.
like that's something that me and my wife we actually agreed to because there was certain stuff. I mean, okay, there's been a lot of stories that I've heard of. One of them was like Halloween was suing. The other part is that it's an old Celtic holiday, and then there's another part that it was like, oh, this is. It's like I've heard like three different stories about this holiday. I'm like, well, you know what? All of it doesn't sound good, so I'm like, I'm good with that. So I just quit it.
I
To be
mean,
honest.
there's a few folkloric stories of what Halloween was or may have been, and then there's stories that came from the ancestors, letting us know. what were the things that happened, during these days, el Dia de los Muertos, you know, people
Yeah.
people making pacts with demons and demons walking out in the street with regular people, and everybody thought that, hey, it's just people dressed up in disguises, and nobody understood that it was actually, hell on earth,
Yeah.
demons walking amongst the people on that night, crossing the veil. It's wild.
Yeah. And it's like, yo, like it was like my dad, right? God rest his soul.
Rest his
Like
soul.
he always went to Dominican Republic like every November, well before he actually started living there. So whenever he used to go there, I was already used to it. I'm like, oh yeah, he's going to DR every November. I'm used to it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it was like I never really understood it until when I was older. I was like, oh, okay, well, no, I'm good.
Wow.
Yeah,
So, the brothers just sent me a report of what happened in Barrio Mexico, um, yesterday.
yeah.
They just sent me a full report right now to my WhatsApp,
Oh
and
wow.
they sent me a news video clip. That's wild. Nice to know.
Yeah, yeah.
Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna drop down. First of all, Don Armando, thank you very much for allowing me on my platform. And of course, it's always a pleasure to speak with people that actually use their intelligence instead of arguing with people who act emotionally. So I'm gonna say
Hallelujah.
good night and
Hallelujah.
peace.
Peace,
Peace.
brother. Have a good night. Blessings. Bendiciones.
Igualmente ustedes, fine.
Here I am doing a
Yeah.
salute again when the camera's not on. I just
Yeah.
respect my elders, bro. Like I really learned a lot from martial arts growing up.
Yeah. I mean, I did too. I just wish I would have put some of it into my practice, but then you know what? You get wiser when you get older. So that's one thing I have to say.
Okay, it's 10 o'clock, babe. I'm just letting my wife know what time it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I apologize for the lateness today. I'm happy that some people pulled up, and I mean, y'all always pull up, which is a beautiful thing. But I'm happy people
Hmm.
pulled up to the studio, and shared their voice. I believe there's a lot of power in one's voice. One
Yes.
shares their conviction and finds others that share the same conviction, and now you have faith. You know what I'm saying? It just
Hmm.
keeps growing from there.
Exactly.
I I'm happy to say I've recovered a 95% from my back,
Nice.
and I am back to my fighting sticks, looking like Tony Jaa on a Sunday.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm feeling very what we call in Spanish apero. I'm feeling very apero about that. I'm very hype about that. Um,
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna try to do one day, and you and I we're gonna actually you know it's like this. I want to actually get like people that I know from the military, right? And you know like how people we actually run and everything like that.
yeah,
Like when so I want to actually make like a scene, like we're like in a track or something like that.
an
Whereas
obstacle
we're
course.
just not really an obstacle course, but you know like how everybody do like their morning jog, right?
Right,
And I want to go with the skit like this is what I was told that that part, right?
right. You
But I
can't.
wanted to try to. But I wanted to try to actually say something which is funny, but at the same time respectful. So therefore, I'm actually thinking of doing something, But if I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm doing it. But the thing is, though, what's gonna make it so real is because I have military veterans who are actually instructing me on how to do it. So you know, I want to actually try to do this project maybe hopefully in the spring of next year and such. So you down?
I can see something like that going down.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I can see something like that going down. Um, yeah, I'm over here thinking of a funny Candace already.
Yeah. Mm.
I'm over here thinking about a whole bunch of little skits and Candaces in my head. Just I don't know. My mind is you give me an idea and I just run with it. Oh, ta, 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 ta.
Yeah.
I know my gun might have a drum. I know my gun might have a drum. But if I see a body, I'm gonna run.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. I was like, I don't know what I've been told. I don't know what I've been told.
Just because you have a gun, that don't mean you're bold.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Or, or there was like, well, I don't know because that's the only cadence that I know because I guess I watched a lot of Hollywood flicks. You know,
Yeah,
the old me Marvin types.
right. Who was a real Marine?
So exactly.
I was,
Oh, you know who
I
was
was
a
glad
you
that
know who
shit.
was a you know who was a real Marine too? I forgot his name.
Drew
Well, I think he
Barrymore.
asked that. Well, okay. Well, you know who was this guy?
Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna actually research this guy because this guy was actually in a lot of he used to actually have a show where they talk about the big guns and everything like that. I think he passed on, if I'm not mistaken. And he was a real Marine.
I think that's Earl, bro.
Marine, okay.
Yeah, that was probably Earl because Earl was on almost every other TV show.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see people who was in the Marines. All right. Here's the list. Rob Riggle, B. Arthur,
B. Author. Yeah.
Gene, Gene Hackman,
Oh, Gene Hackman.
Joel Searles,
Okay.
Drew Carey,
Drew Carey. That's right.
Pat Robertson, James Carville, Shaggy, Lee Trevino,
Shaggy Shaggy. That's funny.
yeah, Phil Everman, Steve McQueen,
Okay.
Harvey Keitel,
Okay.
Warren Oates,
Warren Oates.
Mon-
Okay.
Montel Williams,
Montel. Okay, that explains the haircut.
Jonathan Winters,
Okay, Winters. That makes sense.
and Lee Marvin.
Lee Marvin.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know the person that I want to actually say, and he did pass away, and he does, and he does remind me a little bit of Lee Marvin, Arlie Ermy. That he was an actor, and he always was, and he always had like the role of a Marine drill instructor in any movie that he's been in or something like that. So his rank was Staff Sergeant, Gunnery Sergeant, E7 Honorary.
Beautiful.
Unit, India Company, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's good to see fellow Marines to be able to come back in one piece with one peace of mind and be able to keep pushing forward and progressing in life. You know, most of us come back and we either stay stagnant or we're mentally broken or our body's physically broken. And
Right.
you know, I'm gonna speak for myself, honestly. Um, I've been I have doors that have opened up for me because God is good all the time. But I've personally been stagnant maybe for the past maybe 10 years, maybe 15 years. And
Mm.
I'm I might be justifying what I'm saying, but I feel like God has been giving me some free time so that I can recuperate my mind and soul. Because honestly, bro, when I came back, I wasn't the same person, you know. And I'm not gonna say I needed all this time, you know, to recover from that, you know, because I did have a good job not too long ago, and I've worked there for almost 14 years. But
Right.
things started to de-escalate at work, you know, here, there, in life, and it was like, all right, let me look at what's going on. Let me analyze what's going on, because if I'm going down, you know, let me get ready to embrace for impact, you know, because from there the
Right.
only thing that's going to happen is I'm coming back up.
Hmm.
The only way you can keep me down is if I'm dead on the ground, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. The Lord says.
Right.
So as soon as I hit down, I'm gonna take every rock that's being thrown at me, and I'm gonna create a stair. I'm gonna climb all the way up, climb right back up. It's not a thing to me, because just like happened to Job in the Bible, man, God giveth, He taketh away, He giveth again. Saying how loyal are you to what you have on this earth compared to what you have on earth in life with your Lord?
Yep.
So I've been going through it, but strongly, courageously, and full of faith. You know, my head is held high. I will not back down. I will keep training. I will keep focused. I will keep practicing. You know, I will keep helping others to the best of my ability. And I already know that from here it's just up,
Hmm.
pretty much. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Mm. But when I go to the city, this should be sometime this. This is going to be sometime this month. I'm going to let you. We're going to link up. I
Copy,
promise you that.
copy, copy.
So, so let's see. Since I made that connection, all right. I've been seeing something about. I guess in the MMA, they actually call people who do certain things with outside the boundaries of I guess the sport. They actually have a new name for them, which is called rats.
Okay.
So what they actually call a rat is not a snitch, of course. They actually call a rat, and I say, for example, if you're a combatant and then you're another combatant, right? So therefore, instead of like, okay, going to the lines of the sport and everything like that, you want to go and try to be the bigger bogey or whatsoever the case may be, and hit the person before the match happens, or like say if the person won or whatsoever the case may be, you want to go and actually still attack that person.
Yeah,
So
a rat is an undisciplined fighter, someone that will attack before the bell, somebody that will attack after the bell's been written, like at the end of a battle, You know, somebody that just completely disrespects the rule. That's someone that we call a rat. It's another. It's a snake in the grass.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot on the Facebooks and everything like that. I mean, hopefully next week, I guess I could actually download some of the videos and say like, okay, this is fair use, fair use. So therefore, we actually could show the public what we're talking about because certain people might say, oh yeah, that person's a rat, and they may not know the full definition of what they're actually saying or talking about.
Correct. Correct. This is why all things in definition sometimes need to be explained because it's quick. Like if you're in a nearby neighborhood where there's a ghetto, because every neighborhood has a ghetto, and you say, "Oh, that
Right.
person's a rat," they're gonna think you're saying that person's a snitch. You know what I'm saying? But if you go to a dojo and you say this person's a rat, they know you're saying that that person is gonna, mistreat you out of the guidelines. Saying that person might cheat, that person might commit a foul, stuff like that.
Exactly.
You know who was a big NBA rat, but we still loved him? Dennis Rodman. He was a big NBA rat, bro. He used to foul people like like crazy. It's like, bro, cut it out.
Nah, yeah, I thought who was the big rat or whatsoever the case may be. I actually thought it was Charles Barkley because there's been like on court and off court, he has had a lot of fights with people. I remember that as a kid.
I mean, I was watching a documentary about basketball players that grew up gangster and people that were affiliated with gangsters. And Charles
Yeah,
Barkley was heavily affiliated. So was Shaquille O'Neal. So was other people. It's crazy, bro. I'm like, what?
I mean, if you actually look at it, right? Um, there was a guy who was actually um even though I guess he was from Indiana or whatsoever the case may be, he had his affiliation with growth and development. I'm just saying that right there. So they were talking about like his affiliations or whatsoever the case may be, but he was like still one of the good big basketball players and everything like that.
Yep. AM.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yep.
yeah. So it looks like that the cat is hungry and everything like that. And she came by to visit Poppy. Hmm.
He came by to put the copyright on the audio of the studio. No one can
Yeah,
copy it now because there was a meow in it, and that meow was the
exactly.
cat.
Yeah,
Copywritten by Per.
I know, right?
It's a beautiful
Yeah,
man. A lot of people don't understand how beautiful God is to an extent that even our animals do things that aren't on purpose but serve a purpose.
exactly.
So that part, you know, that's
Hmm.
simple. You got a copyright because your cat purred on it.
Exactly.
That's that easy, bro. That's yo. It's really that
Yep.
easy. Yeah, man. I've been working on some music. Um, I'm on fire, man. I'm really. I feel like I'm getting back to my life. Honestly,
That's what's up.
that back situation really put me down. I was really feeling it, and I was feeling it. I was feeling it spiritually. To the extent that it was putting me down. It, it really, it really, it really tuggled at my conscience. Like, wow, I can't bend sideways to touch my ankle. I can't bend forward to touch my toes, tie my shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. Like, my back was buckled.
Yeah.
Um, my wife is leaving to the show. I mean, she's leaving to the hospital to the work.
Yeah. Much respect to your queen, bro.
You're comfortable in those? They look great. They don't say nothing to you because of it. They over there. Okay, wonderful. That part. That part. So that's my
Yeah.
wife. We have the same birthday. We're both January 11. Um,
Yo, 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 yo. Like, not on the real though.
for
Yo,
real. That and that never
you
happened.
lucky. Yo, you lucky. I mean, like, okay. Now, what
No,
I'm
that
gonna say
never
this.
happens. No, that never happens. The only person I know that
Uh,
shares my birthday is Mary J. Blige.
sure. You're January 11th, and I'm March 11th.
That's
I
cool.
mean, like, I'm gonna be honest. Now, I hope this. Now, I'm gonna say this. If my wife is listening, this was before you. So there was there was a woman that I wanted to date, but it never really happened because of me. And I'm gonna say it was me. But her birthday was on the 12th of March, and then mine's is the 11th.
Yeah,
No,
that's
she's cool.
close too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
close.
she's cool people. But I was like, hey, you know what's good and stuff. But then I was like, no, we're like too much alike, man. It ain't gonna work. It's just better to be friends, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they say that two poles or the same pole repel each other. It's opposites that attract.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. So here's the funny part. Here I am. I'm a Marine. I, I,
Hmm.
I mean, I could say by law without being scrubbed that I hurt people. Like that's my job. Like that's legit my
Right.
job description. There's no sugarcoating it. I don't work for Willy Wonka. So,
Right.
like my job is to hurt people. She's a nurse. Her job is to nourish people. So I'm like, that doesn't sound good to me because if I end up hurting somebody, you're gonna take care of them. She's like, that's my job. I'm like,
Yo, all right, but all jokes aside, how did y'all meet? And
that's
how did like, oh yeah, we got the same birthday. I'm like, yo, that just blew my mind right there, Pete.
yeah, that was the groundbreaker because I didn't necessarily have a common interest to her anywhere before that conversation. When the whole
Mm.
birthday thing came up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm January 11." I'm like, "What? No, you're not." She showed me her ID. I said, "Oh Lord."
Wow. I mean, if you actually look at it, right, it's a lot cheaper.
I mean,
Think about it. It's a lot cheaper.
you're looking at it in a worldly perspective.
No, I'm
Looking at
not.
it,
I'm
I'm looking
true.
at it
I
in a
am
spiritual perspective. It's not that
that
it's
too.
it's that there's less corruption of time. There's less time her thinking of, oh, I'm gonna plan this out for my birthday. It's gonna be our separate thing, as opposed to, oh, I'm planning this out for my birthday. It's gonna be my separate thing. No, we plan
It's gonna
together.
be exactly. That's why I said it comes out cheaper. Not as the worldly thing, but I'm just saying like as far
It comes out
as
safer.
their time
I'm gonna say it like that.
and safer too.
It's safer because we end up losing we end up losing less negative time being amongst people we don't know as opposed to actually hanging out with each other and going to places that we actually want to go, and then that's it. As opposed to her drawing in her mind for months, oh, this is my birthday and today we're going to do this, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You know
You
what I'm
know,
saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't want to go
yeah,
to
that,
Spa Castle. I'm sorry, I'm a man. I don't want to go to Spa Castle. I don't.
uh,
What the heck is a spa? I'm a dojo man. I'm rough around the edges. I don't go to. I don't go to Spa Castle
not,
to get buffered.
no. I'm gonna go
No,
ahead and tell.
espérate. Here comes the joke. Here comes the haha part.
All
Imagine going to
right.
Spa Castle, getting buffed up, and then you come back to the dojo, and your sensei's like, "What happened to your knuckles? What happened to your knees? What happened to your elbows? Like, why are you buffered out? What happened to all your workout calluses? Oh, they're gone. I went to Spa Castle. Oh, great. You're gonna have to re-earn all that again. Oh my
Oh
god.
my yo. I mean, but I'm just saying, like as far as this podcast, I could actually say before I got married, and I'm proud to say that we actually did like the couple spot thing, and
That's
I could
fire.
actually
That's
and
fire.
I could actually say that it felt good. You know what I'm saying? And I know this for a fact that it was like 2 feet on my back. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I am. I'm a tall dude.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't get that one person treatment. It's gonna be 2 people on my back. That's how it's gonna be. And I felt like a new man after that. So it was like, ooh, this is nice. And now I found out that the place that we went to was the place that me and my lady we went to in the Scepter Rails. Shout out to Scepter Rails, by the way.
Nice.
So yeah. So with that said, Pete,
Yeah, yeah.
like you just gotta try one. You gotta try one, but just don't get the ones that bust your calluses. Now, just joking.
Yo, yo. He said, "Oh, here, jump into this mud bath," and then you fall asleep in the mud bath, and when you wake up, all your knuckles are buffled out, and you're like, "No, my knuckles! I'll never be able to punch again." They leave you with the muffin
Uh,
hand.
oh wow.
You're like, "No, I got muffin hands again. I gotta start from white belt."
Hey,
That's nah. I'm not with it. I'm not with it.
hey.
I'm not with it, bro. I've thrown close to maybe hundreds of thousands of punches in my lifetime
Dang.
to get buffered out, and then now when I punch something, I got muffin hands. No, I'm not with it.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, that's just no, man. I don't know. I'm not with it. Jare, no te rías, man. That's not funny, bro. That shit is not. I'm not with it. That shit is not funny, bro. Yo, you go out to a fight and you just came from Spa Castle. Yo, let's fight. What's wrong with my knuckles? Why am I hitting so soft? Yo, what's going on here? Like, yo, bro, you hit silky smooth. I see. Yo, bro, I don't like that. Nah,
No,
bro.
but no, no,
Yo,
no, but
hey,
no, but no, but
nah.
Harding in Harding's defense, one thing I gotta say is this. Um, from what I've heard about Harding, he's he's one of the hardest hitters in DR. So shout out to him.
Shout out. Tú te imaginas being known as a knockout artist, and one day you go to Spot Castle and come out, the ops was waiting for you right there. So you get into a one-on-one with the big guys, just to get it out the way. You hit the big guy's looking at you like you tickled him. You're like,
Mm.
wait, what happened? What happened to my knockout power? Boy, you ain't at a level 100 no more. You at level 0. You got buffered.
But in hindsight, one thing I gotta say is this, like, and I'm not saying because I'm not an expert, but I actually thought that if you even had knockout power, you know, Buffett hands or not, you could still make an empire. Bang. Well, I don't know.
That's an obvious, bro. I'm just making un exageración dominicano joke. Like getting
Well,
your
yeah.
hand busted at Spa Castle, and now when you go hit, you're weaker than Popeye without his spinach. Like, nah, bro.
No.
Like, I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with
Yeah.
that at all. like, nah, bro, nah. I mean, I'm not so proud much of being a boxer since I only boxed for maybe like a year, maybe two. But the way my trainer trained me, he used to tell me like your hands are everything. You know what I'm saying? If the day you lose the roughness of your hands, that's the day you lose a fight. You know, your hands have to be as hard as a rock to break the bone. And when he told
Yep.
me that, it reminded me of my karate teacher. And I was like, yo, these two guys know what they're talking about.
Yep.
Going to Spa Castle, getting buffed out. Yo, why you punching so smooth, bro? What type of silky smooth punch was that? Is that hurt?
I know, right?
Bro, that Spa Castle rubbed off on you so bad, you massaging me, bro? Like, what's up with that? Yo, crazy, man.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's Dominican exaggeration, you know, but still, it's like, sheesh.
Yeah.
He's still laughing. He just came on. He's still laughing.
Yeah,
I know.
you true about that. You can't have your hands all soft and you punch a big guy. They say your hands smell like lavender and stuff. And flowers.
He said, yo, what was that
Yo.
cool lavender evergreen punch smell?
Yeah, you got my hands smell good. You probably
Like, did you just hit me with a lavender uppercut?
right.
What the hell was you thinking, man? This is a real fight.
Right, they just felt like you hit him with. I was like, man threw flowers on me. That's what it felt.
Did you
It
just
felt
punch
like.
Bro, yo, I can't, bro. That'll be the day I'm so disrespected. I'm like, yo, I'm never fighting you again. Forget it. My honor as a warrior has been disrespected to the max. He said, "Oh, you got Spa Castle hands." I'm like, "Hey, yo, I got Spa Castle hands." Hey,
Yo.
Oh man.
You trying to say I'm soft? Yo, you hit me with that silky smooth right hook. What was that about? Yeah, my bad. Nah, bro. Nah. Just no.
Oh man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I haven't been training in karate since I was 5, and I'm 42 years old now. To go to Spa Castle, and then when I try to break a board with my hand, I break my hand instead of the board. Like, we're not doing that, like, cause that's stupid. Like, how you a black belt, you can't break a board, you break your hand. Like, I went to Spa Castle. You fell asleep in the mud, didn't you? Like, both of your hands out. Look
They
at
make
that,
you
man.
soft and buttery and stuff like that. And yeah, those spas ain't a good place for a fighter.
Wow.
You hit somebody with a
Do not go to Spa Castle.
You could hit somebody with a 50 piece and you won't affect them. And you be like, oh man, what happened? Well, my power ain't there. I went to the spa. I said, oh, that's why.
I went to the spa. What we used to do after a fight, bro, they used to throw us inside a huge freaking bassinet tub full of ice to take an ice bath for 20 minutes.
Wow.
And then from there, go and take a warm shower. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. It was ridiculous. There was no, oh, you got binged up? It's okay. We're going to take you to Spa Castle now. What? Adrian, they're taking me to Spa Castle.
Yeah.
Word. I think Rocky would have wanted to go to Spa Castle after fighting Apollo.
I know, right?
Adrian, take me to Spa Castle.
I could imagine. And I bet you men back then though, they wouldn't even dare
Yo,
to go to a spa. Have them old school men, they'd have looked at that like no.
bro,
Like
I remember.
imagine
I don't think it's been more than even 10 years. If you go to a boxing gym now, they just incorporated saunas. They didn't have saunas in boxing gyms back in the day.
nah, they sure didn't. That's new.
That's new. Like they didn't consider
Yeah,
that
that's new.
a necessity. What you're gonna do in there? You're gonna box inside the sauna to see how much moisture you can put inside your lungs.
I know, right? And soften up.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yo,
I know that.
that's
Yeah,
another
that's
spa
weird though. I
castle.
ain't never heard of that either.
That's another spa castle. That's called Spa Castle Dojo and Gym, where they hit you with silky smooth left hooks
You
and
get punched with
lavender
flowers.
uppercuts. Ever been kicked with an evergreen snap kick?
I know, right?
Yo, I'm just saying, bro. Like they're
Oh
violating.
I
man,
know.
They're
that does.
violating. Ain't no real Bushido, someone that practices the warrior's code, gonna really go to Spot Castle unless they're going obviously with their wife just to satisfy the wife, just to shut her up. That's an honest 100.
Right?
Other than that, ain't no real warrior stepping up to a Spa Castle, bro. The
Nah.
Russians did it a different way. They would throw you in a freaking pool full of wax and let the wax cool over you. You know what I'm saying? In the
Yeah.
military, they throw you in ice. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, cool over. Once your muscles cool down, we're going to make you do some exercise even though you're sore, and then you're going to take a shower and you're going to go to bed.
They'll go to bed sore.
Oh, you're going to wake up sore too.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you like this. Your recovery time, as opposed to someone who just got into a street fight and didn't do the recovery thing, his recovery time is going to be 2 to 4 days, as opposed to the guy that prepped and did the ice thing, and then the workout, and then the whatever, the Vapora, Bengay, you know what I'm saying, and taking a shower and then going to sleep. He's going to recover in a day.
Yep.
Because his muscles are already getting back everything they lost. It's crazy, bro. Everything's about energy and circulation. Saying I don't know what properties ice has so much on the body, but there's a difference between drinking a cup full of cold water with full of ice than dunking your body into a tank filled with cold water with ice. It does something to your body, bro. It's a wake up call.
Yeah, it's like a imagination. This is definitely a shocker. Jumping in that ice water. So that's
Especially for us men, bro. Because once we get to the waist, those family jewels feel different once they hit that water too. It's like, hey,
oh man,
they tuck in.
Yeah, well,
everything tucks in like a turtle. Like
I hear you.
It's cold.
Well, guys, I'll have to close the show and everything like that because of unforeseen circumstances, So
we know
that, very much. So,
All right, brother.
Well, anybody has any closing statements?
You know I always have a closing statement, but we got Jardine here today, so I want him to say something.
All right.
Only thing my closing statements is gonna be stay blessed and stay real and always be yourself and God bless.
Yes, 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 and amen.
Amen.
Word. My closing statement, like always, is going to be shout out and big blessings to the listeners, the followers, the people that view, the people that see the show later after it's been posted, the people that share the show. God bless you all. God bless your families, your friends. Shout out to y'all. Keep viewing. We're going to keep providing good content. We're going to keep providing the best we can. And like always, man, tune in. Until the next time, it's Senpai Pete. Us. Shout out to everyone.
Yo, it's Don Armando Robles. Us. Senpai Dominicans.
Senpai Dominicano, hashtag
No,
SPM en
Ya
alta.
tú sabes.
mm,
Ujú.
buenas noches.
Buenas noches.